Hi, time for a mail call video. So today, we've got a box full of things. And this should be sort of a complete system that was taken out. Let's see what kind of condition it's in. This was, of course, an online eBay purchase. And what we have, let's see, what we'll start with is we have this. Ugh, nasty. So this is a music and sound model 103DM, and unfortunately someone's painted the grill, but that's okay because I didn't buy it for the grill. I bought it for what's on the back side. So we'll talk about that in a second. The other reason I bought it was because it was a system that was taken out. So it includes the wall housing, make some room here, and it includes the low voltage transformer and the all-important transformer can, and a couple inside remote stations also which have been painted, and a couple of mounting rings. So the room stations and the mounting rings are nice. They'll be good for making a test setup, but this is really what I really was interested in. So you can see here in the back of the wall housing, it says Door Intercom Systems Model 100M, 103M, 108M, 100DM, 103DM, and 108DM. Those are all the models that fit into this wall housing. This is in pretty good shape. The tabs have been bent back, but it's not a big deal. The way this would get assembled would be the transformer can goes in the top like this, kind of a tight fit it seems, and probably because this is bent a little bit. There we go, that might be better. There we go. So that sits up in there like that, and then when you go, you run the Romex, the power into it, and then the transformer sits up in the top like that. So it's nice that it's a complete setup, not because I'm going to reuse it or install it somewhere or something, but to have all the bits and pieces makes it better. So what is a 103DM? This is from June 6th, 1990. See, Music and Sound is good about putting dates on things. The manufacturer's warranty expired on September 1, 1991. So a 103DM is a little self-contained, it's even got a sticker on it. It's a self-contained door intercom system. And this would be the master station because all of the working electronics are inside of this. So this is a little like entry throughout the house intercom system. There's no radio or anything like that built into it. It does have a built-in electronic door chime as part of it. This would be considered the master station. Usually this goes in the kitchen or someplace like that. And you have speaker volume here for this station and system volume for the entire system. And then you have a talk and listen button, a door on button. So if you want to answer the front door, you do door on, then talk and listen. And it also has a door release button. So if it were in an apartment building, or it could be in a business, or some people have door releases on their home front door, you can wire it up that way. And then everything is self-contained on the back of the unit. So you have your door chime connections on this terminal strip here. And there's a nice label on the back with it. You got a common terminal, 3-note terminal, 1-note terminal, and then these last two are not used. And then you have 2 terminal strips on this side. The screws seem to be all color coded. And if you look at the diagram, you got room speakers, white, black, green, and red. Typical 4-wire music and sound color coding for their flat 4-conductor ribbon cable, and then door speakers red and black, door release red and blue, and remote release red and white. Not exactly sure what the remote release thing refers to. I'd have to look that up. And there's adjustment here for the chime volume, high and low. I actually have installed a few of these. This is broken right here and bent over. It's not in very good shape, but overall it's not bad because it was reasonably inexpensive. It also seems interesting on how to take the thing apart. It looks like, I want to take it apart a little bit here. No, we don't need to take that out. We don't need to take that out. I think what we need to do is we need to take this plate off the bottom. It's got this cardboard insulator, the one with the model number on it. And in music and sound fashion, especially back in those days, we've got like a million nuts and washers. Because I'm pretty sure that music and sound must have owned a company that made nuts and washers, because they go crazy with the nuts and washers. I'm actually working on a music and sound 448, which is from like 1982 right now, and it's the type of design where, okay, there's that. It's the type of design that it's an assembly of boards on a chassis with all these interconnect wires and cables and things. Kind of a messy design, but all the boards, every place that they're attached together on mounting brackets or standoffs or whatever, there's like the standoff, and then there's a washer, and then it goes, then there's the board goes down, and then there's another washer with a screw, and there's like 3 different sizes of screws and 3 different sizes of washers, and it's like, come on guys, standardize, make life easy for everybody. It kind of drives you nuts. This should come off. See, again, it's a complicated assembly here because it's from those days. It's from the days where like design for manufacturing didn't seem to be the biggest concern. And see, that came out, but now the rest of it, see, this bracket is held on with screws down here, which are inside, so it's a little hard to get to. See, design for manufacture is streamlining the design so that it's easy to assemble and put together. So there's all of that. So I'll tell you what, turn that on real quick. Since we're into this already, we might as well go into it a little bit further and have a quick look at it. I'm going to take the speaker off because I noticed, see, just the little bit that we've taken apart so far has generated that many screws and washers, which is kind of silly. All right, so let's desolder the wires. One of the things that people do when they take things apart like this is, like, these wires are soldered to the lugs on the speaker cone, and what you should do is heat up the solder and desolder them, but what people typically do is just cut them off, and that makes them too short, and that's not a good way to do. And then I noticed here, the reason I took this out is, obviously, this has seen better days. It's all ripped and torn. This thing's probably been hanging around for a long time, but like I said, oh look, one more screw. Oh, and I should point out at this point also that this push button right here, that's not standard. That's something that someone's added. I would imagine it's like for a gate release or something other than a door release. I don't really know. So here we have the 2 boards that are wired together. So you got terminal strip here for the Chime, terminal strip here for the intercom speakers. This whole board on the back is a music and sound Chime module. So this much of it is all just Chime. And then down here, this is the board, this green board down here, that's the intercom board. And basically what we've got, it looks like, and yes, this is the first time I've looked at one of these in this depth. So let's peer at it real quick. We've got a voltage regulator, and we've got a little TDA 2030A right here. That's a little solid state integrated amplifier IC. And that's actually the same amplifier IC that NuTone uses in their IMA516 intercom amplifiers. So it's very similar in that design. There isn't a lot here to go wrong. It's really, really dirty. It's a basic little intercom board with your control buttons and your volume pots here. And it is not a lot. I bought it mostly because I don't have one and I wanted to see how it was put together. This is the type of product that they made for a really long time, and there's bound to be a lot of them out there. And eventually, you know, this one was made in 1990, so it's 35 years old, and it probably would be in need of some repair and refurbishment. It is the type of design that once it's plugged into the transformer, it's on all the time, so they accumulate a tremendous amount of time on them. There isn't a lot to go wrong with them because it's very simple, but eventually they probably would need to be rebuilt. So it was a reasonable price, and I thought I would go ahead and pick it up. It's classic music and sound design. No silk screening on the board at all. No component designators at all, so you have to figure it out on your own. At least on the back side of the board, you got green solder mask, so you don't have to deal with the tin plate board and all of that. There's also a bunch of pads here that are not populated. So that's probably for a variation of it, or the design has been streamlined over time and they eliminated components that they don't need anymore. Don't know. Have to study the schematic and see. There seems to be a board number 501-042. It actually says music and sound on the board right there. So this is their design, and they probably had the boards manufactured and assembled for them someplace, doesn't say where. And the Chime module is a pretty standard music and sound Chime module from the early and mid 90s. So that's a little quick look at a music and sound model 103 DM, voice only with built-in door chime intercom master station. I hope you found this interesting, and perhaps for someone it will be helpful. If it is, give it a thumbs up on YouTube because that helps us just a little bit. There'll be a banner right here that shows you how to subscribe. Go to our YouTube homepage, click on the bell. When you click on the bell, click on it to receive all notifications. And every time we post a new video, you'll get a notification and you can watch it. That's all for today. See you on the next video.